Interpersonal connections are changing, and this is a good thing, all right? We're going from a time where interpersonal connections were so toxic, codependency was once normalized, abuse was hidden, and communication was not really given the proper respect that it deserves. But we're in a new age where communication is definitely being, given the respect it needs right now because interpersonal connections can no longer be drama filled. So let's get a community message and then we'll do a quick 3 pound pick a card. Thank you guys for being present. What's three things that you guys are grateful for? And Spirit, allow me to be a vessel of love and light for you. My intention is God. What message does the collective need to know? Alrighty, so we're blessed with the divine feminine and the seventh chakra. Okay, so this is a time where self love is going to be on the forefront for many. The divine feminine energy embodies self love. And with the seventh chakra, people will be embodying self love with their spiritual practices. Okay, so self love and spirituality would have a bit of a feminine mystique to it at this point in time. We're blessed with balance, soul, and awareness. So with the balance card, I'm picking up with the interpersonal connections. Even though we do have the energy of divine feminine present with the seventh chakra, spirituality having that feminine aspect, there's also still going to be, utilization of the masculine energy to carry out, uh, any creative projects. Okay, that masculine energy will come in handy to carry out the creative projects. And with the soul, creative projects or anything that anyone's investing into, it's gonna feel like home. It's gonna seem like it's an aspect, a part of people. So people will be showing you who they truly are with their unique creative ways of expressing self love in their spiritual practices. Okay, and with awareness, ignorance is no longer bliss. Ignorance is painful as hell. um, so this is an aspect of how some of our interpersonal connections will be changing. Okay. Once again, we have awareness. All right, with soul and sensitivity. Ignorance is painful as hell. Okay, ignorance is very painful. So this is where individuals will be honoring their sensitivities. Of course, it's great to say I'm gonna keep going, but if your body's in pain and mentally you're feeling worn down and emotionally you don't feel that you can be there for yourself, but if you have others trying to have, you know, force and heap false expectations upon you, of course you're gonna put yourself first. And that's what the divine feminine is known for, putting themselves first in a balanced way possible while being able to maintain independency. So with this awareness card and sensitivity and soul here, people are becoming aware of what exactly it is that they need to do to be able to feel emotionally secure. And this is where interpersonal connections will be changing because if there's someone in a social circle that can, make someone feel emotionally unsafe, even if it's a group of friends, like, hey, they could be brother and sister. They could have been around each other for quite a bit. They're willing to say, hey, I'm going to take time to do me because this is not healthy. And instead of other people grumbling and mumbling, like, you must think you're better than, They'll say we understand because every interpersonal relationship is unique. So if you do have a friend group and you do decide to change things up within the friend group, instead of having to deal with individuals who are in a state of codependency and they're like, oh, such and such is changing, and can result to gossiping, that's being squashed. Okay. There's more understanding as to why certain people make necessary changes. Okay. And those changes that people would choose to make for their higher selves will be well received. Okay. So this means less negative chatter from people who are choosing not to understand how growth looks. Okay. So it's, less drama, things of that nature. And let's get another message. We have sixth chakra and sensuality. Okay. So this is talking about sex magic. All right, let's talk about it. And behind the scenes, we have soul. Okay. So let's talk about it. Interpersonal connections and sex magic. So you remember the first message was how people are embracing self love, putting themselves first, and things like that. Well, this is a time where people are educating themselves on sex magic. Okay, that means people will be protecting their energy from individuals who would exploit sex magic. All right, um, because misuse of sex magic, exploitation of sex magic can get someone far away from their purpose to the point that the people who would have, abused and exploited their wisdom of sex magic, if they tried to be irresponsible and say, hey, I was just having fun, it's no biggie, they're going to be getting karma for that, okay? So, how is this going to show up overall in your interpersonal connections? The communication will be much more deeper. It won't be something where people are trying to get to know all of you in the first 10 minutes. It's going to be natural flowing, where when it's time to speak, you speak. Where when people won't have to consistently be combative when it comes to setting boundaries. Is also feel like intangible nonverbal boundaries will be well received. Okay, so we're gonna do a 3 power pick a card. And spirit, what would you like this 3 power pick a card to be about? We have kindness, duality, commitment, divine masculine expression, and time. How is your kindness evolving? Let's find out. Kindness has to evolve. We're coming from a time where narcissists exploited kindness and definitely miseducated a lot of people about what kindness is and what it is not. So, because a lot of us who are naturally kind at heart, we're clearing up how we move. We're clearing up any confusion connected to kindness, especially if we are givers and we're learning to receive. Let's see how your kindness is evolving. There's 3 pals. I'll see you at your pal or pals of choice. Thank you for being present. Welcome, pal one. So let's light some Palo Santo, and then we'll get into your card reading. Okay, so how is your kindness evolving? Hopefully, you guys received that. I feel you guys did. Okay. Also, you guys, we're using the Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle, okay? So, this is a time of great abundance for you as well, all right? Spirit, how is Power One's kindness evolving? Ooh, boundaries. Enchant. Okay, we'll also read the beautiful incantations up here, but as well, okay, before we get into it, I laughed, okay? Kindness, your kindness specifically, is no longer being associated with weakness, okay? Boundaries is not something that is associated with weakness, okay? It takes strength to set boundaries in a world that has gotten off on, let's just say, trying to basically erode away at people's boundaries. So, your kindness is being associated with a healthy sense of boundaries. Now, pat yourself on the back, congratulate yourself, Power One, because where you've come from when it comes to having these boundaries, I want you guys to take inventory of what inspired you to start setting boundaries and the difficulties you experience transitioning to normalizing boundaries with your kindness. If you can literally just, step back into time and see where your boundaries came, like how your boundaries came about to what they're at, to where they're at right now. Let's just say your boundaries are being respected. Before, we lived in a time where people would view kind people as a source of financial gain. And this is where we had a lot of, brainwashing put out that kind people are pushovers. You can do whatever you want to them. And Power One, you are, I don't know, I feel you should go to Power Three for some reason. Your kindness is evolving because boundaries are connected to it. People understand that you, Power One, may be kind, but you have boundaries. And this is why you're attracting healthy people who have boundaries too. This is where you're going to notice the interactions taking place with you and people who are cultivating, establishing, maintaining, and evolving boundaries on their own independently. You're going to notice more fulfilling connections, especially when it comes to feminine friendships, okay? Feminine friendships, in order for it to be free of resentment and betrayal, they must be independently maintaining their boundaries. You ever seen like a group of women who are a bunch of baddies and but they all got their own way of doing things? It's because they have boundaries, okay? They get along well, boundaries. So your kindness is being associated with having a healthy set of boundaries. Boundaries are sewn into the parts of who you are, for they are not to be crossed. And chant, hear me loud, hear me roar, for I am here in my truth. So, this is a beautiful reading, Pal One. How is your kindness evolving? Your kindness is being associated with boundaries and healthy interpersonal connections, okay? Boundaries and healthy interpersonal connections allows you to have discernment on what opportunities to, follow through with and what opportunities to let go. All right. So you also have some opportunities coming your way, Pal One, because if you have healthy boundaries while being kind, people know that doing a service with you will be well received long term. All right. So without further ado, let's cleanse the energy. And I hope that you guys actually enjoyed this reading. Welcome, Pal 2. So we're going to be using some Red Dragon's Blood Sage to cleanse your pal. or just to cleanse the energy in general. I love the smell of red dragon's blood sage. All right. So you have an incoming wish fulfillment coming in, pile two, just so you guys know. All right. Ooh. All right. So let's see. How is pile two's kindness evolving? We have bonfire. We have growth, and we have chant. So before I read the incantations, your presence is felt, pal, too. Okay, know that for sure. Your presence is felt. Um, most if you are recovering from narcissistic abuse in which your kindness could have been taken for granted, know that your kindness, well, your presence is felt overall. This gentleman here has a presence, red eyes, fire. Let's just say, how is your kindness evolving? People understand that your kindness has a limit, okay? With the bomb, you see how this man's on fire and there's trees around. Well, individuals who would normally try to get one over on you, it's kind of like they feel like if they were a forest, a, a forest fire would happen. They feel as if their stuff would be destroyed if they disrespect your kindness. So your kindness is evolving because people are starting to understand that there is duality to kindness. Okay? At the same time, with this growth card here, it's being viewed in such a loving manner so that this is changing people's perspectives on why it is that they have associated treating kindness in a very toxic manner. So, Power 2, you leave people introspecting about why they can do toxic things um, when they feel they can get away with it. But I feel like you're not letting people get away with mistreating you. So people are who would normally exploit your kindness, pal, too. They're aware that there will be a lot of destruction to come from abusing your kindness. Not so much from on your part. They're aware that if they try to negatively interfere with your growth for personal gain by exploiting your kindness, they're not going to actually have a foundation. Okay? There's construction going on outside. Um, so what's also okay, the fact that I mentioned that, these people who would normally try to get something out of you, they're reconstructing how they maneuver with kind people. Because as I stated, they're aware that there will be consequences if they try to take advantage of your kindness. Um, I'm picking up on past energies who would have tried to negatively interfere with your personal growth. They're backing off because they understand destruction is going to follow if they purposely misinterpret your kindness. So, past energies are taking the time to understand kindness within themselves before they start trying to connect to naturally kind people. Um, when we spoke about the duality of kindness, Naturally kind people do not want to be hurt on a consistent manner due to individuals not being it's like I'm picking up on past energies who wanted to attract kind energy, but they weren't kind. So these are people you had to put your foot down with, because had you not put your foot down with them, you it would have got ugly. So I'm picking up your kindness is evolving, because those who would normally disrespect kindness to get something out of it, or take something from you, they understand that you're not going to compromise yourself for them, and you will sit there and let them experience the dark aspects of kindness. Now, let's talk about briefly the dark aspects of kindness. Kindness does have tolerance, and kindness does have a limit. Now, when someone consciously is abusing someone's kindness over a long period of time, it's best to separate oneself from toxicity. When you separate yourself from toxicity, your kindness is no longer being abused and exploited. Naturally, unkind people get a taste of what it's like to not have kind people around to be peacemakers. So, past energies who took your peacemaking skill sets for granted, power to, they will be singing a very different tune. They won't be trying to convince you to let them take advantage of you. They're going to more so be learning from you how to be kind, and things of that nature. It is through remembering that you will wake the ritual of your existence and be reborn in mighty celebration. Inside myself, I've sown beauty with wounds, which speaks of my immortality in the expansive eternal song, softly bellowing in spirit. Hear me loud, hear me roar, for I am here in my truth. And how to realize that your kindness will be well received in your interpersonal connections. Um, if you're not yet in alignment with your soul tribe family, you will be um, able to eventually recognize who who your soul tribe family is, and things of that nature. And if you are already in alignment with your soul tribe family, you'll be seeing that your soul tribe family will not try to compromise your kindness for personal gain, okay? Because they also have relatability to their kindness being taken advantage of. And this is where you'll be able to recognize your soul tribe family, because instead of lamenting on, oh my gosh, do you know what they did to me? This is how it makes me feel. You and individuals, you and your soul tribe family, you'll actually be developing solutions to help each other, you know, stay rooted and grounded in your kindness, but also to strengthen it as well. And what we'll do is cleanse the energy, and we'll keep it pushing. And I hope you guys actually enjoyed this message. Welcome, Pal 3. Thank you guys for being present. So let's see, how is your kindness evolving? Interesting. We're blessed with the sun god. And we have the surrender card. That's such a beautiful card. So with the beautiful bees following this goddess, you guys have a lot of help coming, a lot of help. And also with her wearing a yellow dress, Goddess Oshun could be with you guys, okay? So you guys could be, if you're a feminine energy, you could be embracing your divine feminine energy. That if there's a masculine energy in your life, they could be learning how to honor the feminine energy. And also, you see how this path she's walking alone. Realize that whatever it is you're starting, or whatever it is you're continuing or doing that you may be doing alone, it will end successfully, especially with all these beautiful bees and butterflies together. It's going to be successful. So your kindness is evolving because it is being viewed in a positive manner. There's discernment taking place of uh, okay, so basically discernment is taking place. Um, can you imagine a world without the sun? Can you imagine a world without the moon? You know, a world without the sun and a world without the moon would not be ideas. So discernment is picking up and kicking in for a lot of people as to, if people expect to have a connection with you, they're going to have to meet you where you are at. So they're going to rise to the occasion because certain individuals are getting a taste of what it's like for you to not be present. Um, this sun god here is dripping in honey, it looks like. But if you look past that, there's strength in his eyes. And there's also a strength that this sun god provides to those who get to be around them. So people are understanding that it's not that you bougie or you prejudice or things like that. It's just you're not going to compromise your well-being and get out of character. There's nothing wrong with being kind. There's nothing weak about being kind either, pal three. It's more so um individuals who once exploited kindness and are not getting kindness. They're not receiving the kindness that you put out. Let's just say they're getting a taste of their own medicine. So when they speak to you, they're going to be speaking from a genuine, kind place. And they're going to be rising to the occasion to meet you where you are at instead of trying to get you to get to their level and then wonder why they're still suffering. When I say discernment has kicked in, certain individuals are aware that their interpersonal relationships suffer from lack of kindness because they don't actually provide it. So when they speak to you, there will be genuineness. However, you're going to see that when they speak to you, they're trying to learn how to be balanced with their kindness because they see that if kindness is abused and exploited, it can create a very difficult circumstance and situation. So individuals who are once not kind to you, they will be genuinely kind and learning from you because they understand that if they push you away, they won't be experiencing people just like them. They're also aware that if they don't experience kindness, it's because they're not giving it to themselves. Um, your kindness is evolving, pal three, because people are understanding that in order for them to receive kindness, they must be the kindness that they hope to, attract. So people are understanding that to be kind in the world that we're coming from is not easy. So people are going to rise to the occasion to meet you where you're at because they understand that if they're not kind to you, if more so, if they're not kind to themselves, you will remove yourself from certain situations, okay? And also, these same people will be supporting you on your endeavors. If you are doing something, a niche market, if you're creating a new path for many, they're going to be supporting you, but not the type of support with strings attached where you're concerned about them trying to meddle into your affairs. It's more so, it's like, hey, if you need something and I got it and I can help you out, I'll do the best I can. And this will be their way of showing you that they truly, genuinely appreciate your kindness, okay? I'm picking up on energies that are no longer downplaying kindness anymore. We have the sun god. Come all, come now, expand into the skies and into the shadows below. Also, the people that were not being kind to you are doing shadow work with surrender. There's nothing more blissful than the act of letting go, of setting yourself free of all that doesn't serve you. So expect, if you have to go into a area where your kindness was um, targeted for exploitative reasons, that is put to an end, okay? Because people are understanding. Without PAL 3 or energies like PAL 3, it's going to be a harsh world. And so people are getting their acts together. They're rising to the occasion because they're now understanding the strength it takes to be kind in a world full of unkind people who are learning how to be kind. Let's cleanse the energy, and then I hope that served you guys well. Thank you guys for being present.